Jermall Charlo decides to want to unify at 160 finally, and he's been a bit more vocal on, I guess, Andrade. He's one of the dudes that's the belt holder in the 160 division. The belts are scattered through the division, so now he's talking about unifying. Mostly because he got nowhere to go. He backed himself into a corner with the David Benavidez thing. So he's like, damn, I gotta let me just stay where I'm at and just deal with the smoke I got here. I ran my mouth too much. That's pretty much what he's saying. Cause he ain't got nowhere to go. He can't go down to 154. He don't want to go to 168 because he know the smoke waiting for him up there. So he gotta take care of the handle the business in his division. I don't know if I gotta go back and check my who wins. I don't know if I made a video with Jermall. I think I just made one. But that should be a rather interesting fight. It should be a rather interesting fight. I definitely still got Andrade winning that fight because I think he's just too awkward for him. It'll come down to could Andrade handle his power. I believe so. I don't think he's gonna get hit his flush because he moves awkward. He's an awkward fighter. And a lot of that awkwardness, man, leads to his defense. Cause like a lot of these awkward fighters be having good defense. Yo, it's like their awkwardness is part of their defense. It's just real strange, like to watch it. Demetrius Andrade is one of those fighters that I like to watch because he's like you don't know where the punch coming from. That's a dangerous fighter. Like when you don't know where somebody's throwing a punch from, you think everything is straight rights, left hooks, but then you don't really expect a motherfucker to throw some unorthodox punch over the overhand right at a weird ass angle and shit like that. That's one of them type of fighters. I put Demetrius Andrade, at least in my opinion, he's in like this little group of fighters that I call like the real awkward type, like Emmanuel Augustus. I used to love how he used to fight. He one of those awkward fighters, man. He got his own little style and shit. It's like he just fight his own way. I see some holes in like certain things that he could work on, but sometimes, man, when we see holes to them, that's them. They know how to. It works for them. You know what I mean? Just like with Wilder, we say that he can't really box. He don't have no real fundamentals. And to a point, yeah, that's true. But to him, that shit been working for him up until, like I said, I guess now. You know what I mean? A lot of people gonna say he was that he got drugged and all that shit. I talked about that already, man. You know what I mean? You can't prove that shit if you can't really say he was drugged. If you can't, you throwing Mark Breland under. I didn't really like that shit with Mark Breland. You throw him under the bus. You know what I'm saying? And he was just there to try to help you. You know what I mean? And then you're not throwing other people under the bus. And certain motherfuckers that you should have thrown under the bus, you ain't throwing them under the bus. You throwing Mark Breland under the bus though. It's crazy, but yeah. It should be interesting to see what Jermall does now. Since he said he want to unify, okay. Let's see what happens. What his last fight was what? Who he fought last? Jermall Charlo. He fought was it Deryanchenko, right? Alright, bro. It's already March. It's time to get your ass back in the ring. So let's see if he fights coming up maybe May or June or something. That's when Arrow's supposed to be fighting June, so I'm ready to see. I'm ready to see how that all unfolds, man. So get back to me. Let me know what you think about Jermall Charlo fighting Demetrius Andrade. Catch y'all later. Peace.